Hey, I'm Blake.
And I'm Dave.
We're back for the first time this year with another biannual movie stream, Dave. Wow.
Yes. I don't remember how to do this.
I have been sitting behind my computer this whole time, practicing, waiting,
Yeah.
angling for this day, even.
It's true. Makes sense.
Just been waiting for this. I don't know if she's up in here yet, but shout out to the homie, Wendy.
Wendy.
This was her idea when she was out here. She's like, "When are you guys gonna stream again?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then it got me thinking. I was like, "Wait, there's things I need to talk about with Dave." And so
It's true.
we're here talking about The Silence of the Lambs and Longlegs, the 2024 movie, which has been compared in the marketing to The Silence of the Lambs from 1991. That's why we're doing it. Does it make sense?
It's true.
I don't know. John!
John, what's up, buddy?
We aren't still
didn't
around.
know either.
It's a surprise. We have so
Gotcha.
much to say. We have a 15-hour stream catching up on movie news from the last 7 or 8 months.
Wait a minute.
It's a marathon, baby.
I didn't agree to that.
I got 3 more beers here, and we're gonna ride this out.
You're gonna make 3 beers last 15 hours.
I'm a lightweight, Dave. if you've learned nothing else about me, it's that I'm a lightweight.
I was like, who are you? Me?
Lightweight boys. But yes, so yes, shout out to the homie. But Dave, first things first, nice to see you.
You too, buddy.
It's been so long since I've seen you.
I feel like
because we don't hang
literally-
out, even though we live right down the street from each other. We don't hang out outside of stream. Sorry.
Yeah,
Rules.
ever. This is
We
the
got
first
rules
time
here.
even speaking to you in like 6 months. So,
It's true. Yeah, weird.
against the law.
How's
It's really-
it been? No. So have you watched anything fun or good recently that
Yes,
you'd like
I
to
have.
talk about? Well,
I would
fucking
love
let me
to
know.
talk about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing. Yeah. See, I
Yes.
don't know. I'm as you all probably know if you've watched this show before. I have nothing against superhero films and stuff like that. Just not really my thing. Not really something I
it's not
feel
his thing.
emboldened to keep up on. So, Dave, you okay? No spoilers for sure. This is no spoilers for Longlegs, especially, but no spoilers for any of this stuff. I might spoil a 30-year-old movie called Silence of the Lambs,
probably.
but whatever. Anyway, Dave,
Yes.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
So I'm not going to spoil anything, which I have to ask, Josh, how on earth have you not had it spoiled yet? My feed on all of my social medias is all of the spoilers. So
I haven't had it spoiled for me, and I'm not even like trying to stray away from them.
Yeah, but also you like don't. It's not in your algorithm. It's never going to be in your algorithm.
Good point. That's true. And
Yeah.
John, to your point, I feel like there's so many. I feel like I've seen the movie because they're in everything. Every little clip before movies, during movies, random gum commercials or whatever's on TV. They're selling it, baby.
Yeah, they're really going hard. Josh, I would recommend seeing it in the next couple of days because if we're hanging out this weekend with a couple of our other cousins, which is a possibility, I'm gonna want to talk about it. So you better do it, and if you know what's good for you.
You have your homework assignment. Mm-hmm. So, Dave, did you like it?
I did. I loved it. I thought it was very good. It was a lot of nostalgia, like bait, I guess, but in like the best way possible.
Okay.
It was hilarious. It was gory as fuck. It was just really good,
Yeah.
And you know what, Josh? Listen, I'll see it with you. I'll go see it again with you. I'll see it with you.
Twist his arm, why don't you?
Yes, I mean if you're gonna beg, that's fine. It was. I was very, very excited. It was definitely worth the wait. And little piece of movie news when we get to that about it that I have to share. I mean, I had to wade through only Deadpool and Wolverine movie news for like 20 minutes before I could find anything not related. But this is good, so we'll do
Okay.
that. What about you? Have
Great.
you seen anything fun lately?
I've been I caught up on a couple. There's a bunch of movies I need to catch up on for sure. But I'd finally caught up recently on Love Lies Bleeding, the Kristen Stewart film. It was good. It was really, really good. I loved it. I also caught up with, I saw the TV Glow, which is very, apparently is a mildly controversial. I don't know. Yeah, people, it was marketed as a horror film, but it's not really a horror film. It's horrifying. But not so much a horror film. Anyway, I loved it. Yeah, Cloby I know we got to see Twisties. I wanted to see Twisties while Wendy was in town, but we couldn't quite hack out the time to do it. So I got to see that. Oh gosh, I kind of want to see. Okay, you know how I feel about M. Night Shyamalan. I kind of want to see Trap. Only I had no real interest in it, but I kind of want to see it now because of the mixed reactions to it.
Yeah, I wanted to see it because I stan Josh Hartnett real hard. But first of all, John, yes, I'm looking right now. I think Deadpool and Wolverine is the only Marvel movie coming out this year, but I think there's like 2 or 3 next year maybe.
Oh, okay. Smart on their part.
But I definitely want to see it, and I've already seen some like some movies like, they really need to stop letting M. Night Shyamalan direct movies. I've seen a lot of those posts. I've seen even the funny ones where it's like, did I like the movie? No. Was it fun? No. Like stuff like that.
I've literally had this whole movie spoiled for me completely, and it only made me want to see it more.
Really?
Yeah. But not because it sounds good. Whatever. Oh, hey, happy birthday, Mr. M. Knight.
Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight of the M variety. 54 years old. Wow. This one's for you. Do it.
Stop making movies.
Somebody argued that he's developed a really bizarre style of his own, and I want to see, like... I want to say no, he's just shit the bed a bunch, but I almost agree with that, actually. Just the bizarre, like, alien-like kind of quality of, like, somebody kind of trying to imitate how humans act sometimes. I don't know, it's bizarre. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I know, whatever, I shit-talk M. Night Shyamalan all the time on this, but, like, man is talented, and he can do great work. I think he's done great work. He has done great work, and I think he can be talented when his ego does not get in the way and he tells a stripped down, like, good story,
which is actually almost never.
Not lately. Not lately. We all know how I felt about Knock at the Cabin. We streamed about that last year, and I freaking hated that movie.
I liked that movie. That's why I'm curious to see how we both feel about Trap.
Yeah, me too. I know. I enjoy our different takes, Dave. I do.
Yes. Yeah. But I can't help but like every time I see that name, think it says Trapped.
Oh, yeah.
Like that band that had one song and they still play that one song like 30 years later and fight everybody on the internet.
You know, you got to pay for your studio apartment somehow. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I did see something else. This is a throwback. You didn't know what this was, but the 2004 movie Garden State, written by and directed by Zach Braff. I went and saw that. It was like an outdoor screening. I went and saw it with my girlfriend and her sister, and it was a really fun time. Zach Braff was there, told some behind-the-scenes stories, which was cool about getting made. Danny DeVito was there.
What?
Turns out he produced the movie with his company, and he was there. He just, hey, I'm Danny DeVito, and he's just doing his thing. It was great. It was a fun time. Movie is... There's issues. There's issues with the film, let's just say.
Yeah? Is there?
Yeah. It's a film of its time, I would say. It kind of like really emboldened the manic pixie dream girl trope we all know and loathe today. But yeah, starring Natalie Portman, Zach Braff. Gene Smart's in it. Tons of Ann Dowd is in it. Tons of people are in this movie that I didn't really realize until rewatching it just recently. But it was a fun night, and the soundtrack is a banger front to back.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's one of those movies that like has just such a killer soundtrack, and it was really fun. It was a really fun time. So if you guys remember, Garden State, I wouldn't say revisit it.
Well, I don't plan on visiting it for the first time.
You're not going to miss out. Wendy! I also gave you a shout out earlier. Nice to see you. Also, shout out to Wendy, but also shout out to my mother from another brother, Teresa, Dave's mom. Love and miss you. Hope you're listening somewhere.
She will be. Yeah. She randomly called me the other day and she's like, I missed you guys, so I put on one of your old episodes.
God, I love you. I love you so much, and I miss you, and I hope you're doing good.
Yes. I love my mom and miss her too, so thanks for making me look bad.
I love her more and miss her more. Sorry.
How dare
Sorry.
you?
It's just
just
how it works around here.
You know what? I can already hear the phone call. Blake said he'd love to miss me more.
You must fight him. Please don't fight me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like that would be a hate crime.
I'm disabled, Dave. I have diabetes.
Exactly. So here's what I want to do, because it's been so long since we've streamed.
Sure.
Usually we have like a couple of movies we've seen.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through the list of movies that came out this year and say the ones I've seen.
Okay.
Yes.
Both
Throwing
of
you for a curveball. Hey, I've seen more. I've seen 3.
You've been good this year. You've been pretty good this year. Okay, hit me. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
This is fun. This is a fun little game.
Fall Guy.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
we saw it together.
We saw it together. Civil War, which
Yes.
we also saw together.
Yes, we did.
I made Chloe watch it, and she was so reluctant. And after we watched, she's like, "Damn, I hate that I like that."
Yeah, I hear you.
I saw Spaceman. And that was actually really good, I thought. Mad Max Furiosa.
Yes, same.
I saw In a Violent Nature, the one that had the most brutal kill scenes I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet. I know. It's on like my thing. I know, Dave. I know. I know.
You need to go see that pronto. Well, you can't go see it, but you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Literally tomorrow.
I think I have access to it on Plex, so.
You're gonna have to watch it. I promise you. And I actually need to talk to you about it. So I'm surprised we haven't.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I did not see Madam Web, thankfully. I also I saw the previews for that Amazon movie Ricky Stenicki with John Cena, and I was like, maybe I'll see that, and then I didn't because I respect myself. And let's see what else. Man, there's so many movies that came out that I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that. I didn't watch Rebel Moon either.
I didn't bother. Listen, you know how I feel about Zack Snyder as well. It's like the man can do good work, but from all accounts, from the sci-fi lovers that I know and trust, nobody I've talked to has liked either of those movies, the Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, I don't plan on ever seeing it because Zack Snyder. I also, I know, right? I did not see Bad Boys Ride or Die, but I have seen there is one part of the movie. It's a scene where I don't know if you saw the first one, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember that awkward kid?
Yes.
And that they trying to intimidate.
That's a good scene. It's a funny scene.
Yeah, he's in this. He's in the new one. He's actually married to Martin Lawrence's character's daughter.
Wait, the character or the actor himself?
The character and the actor himself, the same actor. It's the same actor all the way up because he wasn't an actor in the first movie.
That's great. That's fun. I'm about that.
Right. You should see this scene. It's actually pretty brutal. Where he calls because the kid's a Marine now, so he calls him to basically defend the family.
Okay.
And it's fucking awesome. It's weird the way they shot it and edited it, but it's really, really cool. So I've seen that scene 6 or 7 times.
Oh wow. Oh
but
wow.
Not the rest of the movie. Yeah.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, I don't really, a lot of things have kind of come up this year that I'm like, do I care about this? No. Do I care to go see this?
No, you don't, and I don't either.
I think there's been some bangers this year for sure. As previously noted by you, Civil War being one of those for sure. Love that movie, but I haven't felt this big urge. I do want to see Twisters, but I feel like that's more of a nostalgia play, and I can say I wouldn't say the movie looks really, really good, and I'm really interested in it. I just feel like I have to see it though.
Twisters, yeah, I'm gonna probably watch it when it comes out on VOD or something. But so I had to actually look instead of just using Google. I had to actually look on IMDb because I was like, I've seen more than this, right? Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah. Wow.
To hear.
Okay. I do want to talk about Glenn Powell in a second, but yeah, go on, Dave.
We'll get to him for sure. Also, I want to continue and finish off this list. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I thought was really good. Quiet Place Day One. Chloe and I saw it, and we do definitely think you would like this one.
You know, I took your recommendation to heart. I haven't seen it yet, but also Wendy, I was on the phone with her the other day, and she's like, dude, you should see it.
Right? Really Wendy gets it. It's actually, I think it's actually more up your alley than any of the other ones, to be honest with you.
Great. Boom. I'm here for it.
Uh-oh. We got some Glenn Powell love, and how I feel about Glenn Powell. Chloe once said it best. He has a punchable face.
Wendy, be careful with Jordan being that close to you. Jordan, take it to a private place, please. God, that's gross. That's my mom.
That's our mom. There are a couple of movies on this list that I want to see, and I want to drag you to at least one of them. Okay. Blink Twice.
Yes, I do want to see it too.
So we got to watch that. I do want to see Joker Folie à Deux. I
will go see it.
Good. So I'm going to make you see that.
Okay.
We have to see The Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper. Dude, it's my favorite movie meme. Oh, thanks for the sub, my boy.
We appreciate you, buddy.
The Beekeeper, I genuinely do it because I joke about it all the time. I'm a beekeeper. Like, it's just the dumbest possible scenario. I love it. And I actually have to see it.
I agree, and I want to see Kinds of Kindness, which
same.
I have the tiniest little bit of movie news about that later.
Okay.
And then I don't care about Speak No Evil. That looks awful. To be honest with you. And then what else? Is there anything else that Monkey Man, right? That's a good one, right?
Oh yeah, I wanted to see Monkey Man as well.
I didn't get to see that. I want to see that. Roadhouse. I still have to see that. I don't want to, but I have to. Like, I feel like I have to. I don't want to do it, but I've seen clips of what's his face? Who's the MMA fighter that's in it? I forget.
Conor McGregor?
Yeah, Conor McGregor, and he walks around like a fucking ape in it, apparently. The way he swings his arms, like...
I believe that. Also, John, I believe the movie, he's an actual... Like, Jason Statham is an actual beekeeper, and he goes on... the premise of the movie is that Jason Statham's a beekeeper, and this old lady gets scammed or something out of all her money and then dies, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna stick up for this old lady because I'm the beekeeper. And he just goes into action.
Wait, but hang on. Isn't it actually like the Beekeepers is a hidden...
Maybe. I like to pretend he's an actual beekeeper. I don't know anything about the movie. It's way more fun if he's actually a beekeeper. It probably is something stupid like that.
So he's an actual beekeeper in the movie.
Oh, he is. Okay.
But one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on a national stakes after it's revealed he's a former operative of powerful and clandestine organization known as Beekeepers.
He's a literal beekeeper and part of an organization called Beekeepers. Love it. Okay.
Yes, that's exactly.
I love this.
Right. Did you see Argyle? Because that one, I wanted to see it because I'm pretty sure it's like kind of related to the what's that one? With Taron Egerton.
Oh, the Kingsman?
Kingsman. I heard it's like tangentially related to the Kingsman movies, but I heard it was bad, so I didn't.
I also heard it was bad. I haven't seen it. I wasn't particularly interested. There's a lot of hype. I think Taylor Swift's in the movie or something.
Really?
There's something Taylor Swift involved with the movie, and it was like this whole like weird marketing campaign that I think kind of blew up in its face. I don't know. People didn't like it, but I would watch it, I guess.
The real question here is, are you going to go see the Moana remake?
Yes. Wait, the live action or sorry, there's the live action Moana, and then there's also Moana 2.
Oh wait, that's the one I saw. So that's the one that's coming out this year? Moana 2?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to
it. Year. You know what else is coming out this year? Terrifier 3.
I know. I'm not excited because I don't think they're good movies, but I think they serve their purpose, and I will watch it. I also did watch. It was kind of a background movie. You know how we covered Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey on a stream, a year or two ago. I watched Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey, whatever. It's the second one.
Yeah,
and it is genuinely awful. But in kind of a funny, I can't tell if it was trying to be funny because Winnie the Pooh says bitch a lot. Like, he shows up to places and he's like, talks about something. He's like, I'm coming for you, bitch. And I was like, oh, I don't know what this movie's going for. I didn't pay enough attention, but I saw Blood and Honey too. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't plan on it. Are you planning on seeing the Mickey Mouse one?
No, I saw a thing about it and I was like, okay, I'm enough with this. Enough with this. If I'm not saying it can't be good, but it would have to be recommended to me as worthwhile watching for me to watch it. I'm not going to do this on my own.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, and I don't plan on doing it either. But then again, if we start streaming again,
then I'm going to make you watch it. I'm going to make us both watch it because I hate us. And if I'm going down, buddy, you're going down.
Great. I love that for us.
Love you.
No, you don't.
You're right. You're right. You're disposable, Dave. Just kidding. I don't have any friends. I got to keep the ones I got left.
Do you, though? 'Cause
I don't really. I have a cat now. I'm kind of covered.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
So.
So, I do have some movie news.
I do as well. Can I go first, actually?
Yeah, I only got a few things, and we'll kind of rattle through them,
Okay, yeah, it's fine. We'll just burst through them real quick. But I have to say the most important one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Holy shit. John,
Bruh.
really?
I do believe that. It also looked, a $500,000 budget. I would say it looks like it had a $250,000 budget. It looked a little better than the first one, but marginally.
So anyway, first piece of movie news, and I didn't want to bury the lead, so it's the most important piece of movie news we are going to get all night long, okay? And that is, and this is in the official record books now, okay?
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds is better than Jesus.
What are the metrics on that?
So Deadpool and Wolverine surpassed Passion of the Christ as the top box office movie for rated R movies. They literally passed, and it was a box office record that Passion of the Christ had for like 20 years or something.
That's great. That is hilarious. I would say, you know what? I did say by what metric, but honestly, you could have said anything, and I'd be like, yeah. I mean,
chat's with you.
I'm not
on that.
I'm not a particular Ryan Reynolds stan here, but I'm also not much of a Jesus stan myself. So, the facts are the facts here, and we have hard numbers. So
yes, we do.
That's science, people. That's how it works.
Nobody is ever allowed to debate it.
Aren't they the same person? we haven't seen them together in the same place, so I guess mystery is alive.
It's hard to see somebody that's imaginary.
He was a historical man, but not in the spooky ghost sense. I think religion's scary. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about something. Maybe I'm going to skip this because it's just depressing as shit about how bad the movie industry is doing right now.
Yeah.
It's falling the fuck apart, Dave.
Why? What's happening?
Well, the numbers of jobs in like LA and film and television is worse than the Great Depression numbers.
God dang.
Yeah. So that's not fun. So if anybody out there has a job for me, I just had a couple big jobs cancel on me. So let me know. I'll edit your TikToks. I don't care. Do you have a weird OnlyFans? I don't have any morals.
I know you said TikToks, but I heard Dick Talks.
Those two. I'm open for business, baby. And I work cheap. Cheap and fast. They call me on the streets.
Yes. Wendy, Nick Cage is looking for Blake for a Dick Talk.
We all got bills to pay, you know.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, me either, dude. You get your money, get your bag. But yeah, you know, it's weird. But I think here's the positive side to that. I do think that we're gonna see film moving into more of a direction of like. I feel like we're gonna have like kind of a new indie renaissance because the major studios now are owned by like one of two mega corporations, and those corporations exist to pump their assets and sell them to each other. They don't care about art. It's like the tech model of just like, this is worth something now, sell it. Who cares about art and film? And I think studios like A24 and even companies like Neon and stuff like that, who actually care about film and art and not, having to make 50 or 60 times the budget of a film to consider themselves profitable, are going to slip in here because we're getting more original stories with these things. People are seeing the movies more. And I think it's really going to, that's what's going to pump through in terms of the film industry going forward. Because I don't see these major studios staying alive when they spend $500 million on a movie. So in hopes that they'll make, $4 billion from the gross receipts of it. But that's just not happening. It's just not how it's working. So I'm hoping for good stuff after we get, the catchphrase is survive till 25. I have a lot of friends that are out of work and stuff. I'm working on projects for them, gratis and stuff. I'm editing a feature found footage film currently,
Nice.
which is fun. It's called Cat Cam. And directed by my friend Sarah and written by my friend Hillary. And it's a found footage film that takes place through cat cams. It's really fun. So working on that.
Tell me about that. That is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is a wild edit. There's 9 cameras running at all times. My brain hurts, but it's fun.
Well, it sounds fun, and you know what sounds even funner?
Please, more fun.
The movie that is in development with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and the Good Will Hunting director.
Gus Van Sant? Gus Van Sant's going to direct that? Mm-hmm. The Dream Team, baby! No way!
It's about Hulk Hogan, and not like in the fun way, I don't think.
I was going to say, Hulk Hogan sucks.
Yeah, he, aside from the son that basically turned his friend into a vegetable about street racing.
Yeah, dude.
So this movie is called Killing Gawker. It's about how in 2013 Hogan filed a lawsuit against this Gawker Media after several of the group's employees posted parts of a sex tape between him and Heather Clem as a random person. And 3 years later, in 2016, he won $140 million judgment against them.
This was a big deal. I remember when this was going on, I was following this because Gawker got shut down. They literally folded because of this lawsuit. Because this is backed by Peter Thiel, who is also a notorious shithead. I also thought the movie was going to be called Hard R, the Hulk Hogan story.
Oh, God, that would have been so funny. Wait, John, is he actually playing Hulk? Oh, yeah, he's rumored to be taking on the role of Hogan.
No.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's comedy gold. Is this a comedy? It should be.
We're gonna find out.
I could see this as like an Adam McKay kind of like The Big Short, Vice kind of style.
Yeah,
I could see it that way. But Gus Van Sant is an incredible director, so I'm very excited to see what he does with this.
That would be so funny if he kept the Boston accent. Oh,
every scene.
Oh my God,
Mr. Hogan, really please stop! Your shirt budget is out of control.
It's in every scene, and like about halfway through the movie, his shirts you can see they're taped back together.
I'm on a budget.
Oh, God.
That's good. I have some other incoming movie news that I think we're both excited. We should both be excited about. I'm excited. I don't know. You fucking tell me. So apparently, there's a Robert Pattinson Zendaya movie. They're in talks to star a new Ari Aster produced A24 film titled The Drama from Dream Scenario director Christopher Borley. You and I both loved Dream Scenario.
Yes.
It was different than the marketing made it out to be and was kind of debilitatingly sad towards the end. But wow, great movie, and I think a fantastic director. And I'm very excited about this movie.
Yes, I had a feeling that when I saw that, I was like, Blake's going to love this. And I, too, think that's going to be great because, I think I've talked about this a bunch on stream. I hated Robert Pattinson because of Twilight. And I'm pretty sure Robert Pattinson hated Robert Pattinson after Twilight.
He had his time.
But I became a Robert Pattinson Stanninson. I don't know.
Yeah.
After there was a movie, I always forget the name of it, but I saw it during.
I lost you for a sec. You saw it during what?
COVID lockdown times.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, where he plays a character who has some kind of mental disability, and the way he plays it, I was just like, "Yo, this dude can act." So I've been a Robert Pattinson stan ever since then. So, and Zendaya is great, and A24 is great. So,
yeah, we got we got Ari Aster, we got all the peeps on this. So I'm looking forward to it. Apparently it centers around this is a direct quote here, air quotes. This centers around a couple's relationship changing right before a significant day. What a hook. I am. Wow. What a premise. I know they can't release anything about it yet, but whatever. Why say anything at all?
I don't know why say anything at all because they just want to get people maybe hyped. I don't know.
Yeah. And John, to your point, yeah, I get it, dude. We all got to take our paycheck jobs. Like, it got him on the map. And same with like Kristen Stewart. People dog on her, and I don't think she's a great actress in everything she does, but she can be a great actor. She really can be. I've seen her in a number of things that I think she's fantastic in. My girlfriend will disagree with me hotly.
She hates Kristen Stewart.
She's not a fan of her acting. That's for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Just in general. But when she hits, I think she does hit.
I agree.
I think she can hit, and I don't blame your girlfriend for hating Kristen Stewart.
I don't know if it's a hate more than just like I don't think she's very good.
On.
I know. I saw it.
I
saw it. These are okay for anybody who doesn't know. You can redeem your channel points if you've watched us enough to make us eat Necco wafers. It was a joke that turned into a harsh reality, and I regret it every day. Every day.
Okay, so
Mine are
from America.
I was joking earlier before the stream that my Necco wafers expired. I don't think these can expire.
It's just chalk. So I'm gonna give everybody in the chat a choice here. Do I take one from this one that's been open since before I moved back to LA, which is like 18 months?
I vote that one.
Or open a brand new one.
Nope, old one.
You're not in the chat. You're not in the chat. We have one for old. Thanks to Chloe. Blake, nope, you're not there.
Damn it.
Dude, your doorbell's
work.
No. Old one, 2 for old one. Okay, great. 3 for old. Great. I'm glad that you guys hate me, and
I don't know what you expected.
We're there, like a good Parmesan. That's fucking hilarious. Wait, did somebody give Jordan my freaking address? Is that what happened? Because I better not.
I didn't. Cheers.
Put it in your mouth.
I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how they're worse than I remember. Because it's not like I have fond memories of them. I have to like chew my mouth open. It's just it's everywhere. It's coating everything. Oh God. Mine was like fucking black licorice or something.
Mine was lime. Well, actually, I'm not sure it was lime. It was green, so it was green flavored.
Mine was some licorice, but not the good kind. The like bottom of grandma's purse licorice hard like tasting candy, like
yeah, the one that she put in there in 1973 and forgot about.
the same one.
Yeah.
Oh God,
That makes sense.
Oh, you're the devil, Wendy. I thought we were cool. And this
Does nobody else have Neko time points?
Shut up, Dave. God damn it, dude. You know
it's worth it. Honestly.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay,
to
first
watch
off,
you suffer. To be
Dabs, cream savers. I saw. It's funny you say that. I saw those in the grocery store the other day, and I like had memories of my childhood, and like I love those cream savers. Those are good. Now I'm gonna have to. This is the sign. I need to go buy cream savers. I'm turning into my grandma.
Yeah,
I just need to get a little shorter.
Yeah, that's fair.
Couple feet.
Did your grandma like Neckos?
She liked Now and Laters.
It's not the same thing. Those are actually good.
Are you sure? Because I think those, whatever the licorice ones, were that taste like awful. Your grandma like Neckos?
You're thinking Mike and Ike's, dude.
I think
Mike and Ike's is licorice. No, Now and Laters is like a taffy type.
Okay, whatever it was like licorice flavor. It's disgusting. Your grandma like Neckos? Well, get your grandma up here. Icky's grandma in the chat, just down in Neckos with us.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So now and Laters had like cherry, grape, apple.
Okay.
Definitely thinking Mike and Ike's.
Okay, right on. Okay. Oh, that was awful.
Good and plenty. Good and plenty. It might have been good and plenty.
That's what I'm thinking of. It's good and plenty. Yeah.
It's good and plenty.
God.
Wendy coming in for the save.
Yeah, nicely done. she knows my history. Oh God. So I do have another little piece of movie news. I brought this up to you. I brought this to your attention the other day.
You did,
via text. But friend of the show and personal friend of mine, David Lynch, personal hero of mine. He has emphysema, and I never saw that coming with, the 14 packs a day the man smoked. But apparently he has emphysema and can't direct or work in person anymore, but vows to never retire. And his announcement of this is very David Lynch. Can I read you his announcement?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't do a good David Lynch impression, so forgive me, but,
Is that even a thing?
It reads, yes. You've never heard David Lynch talk?
I don't think I have.
He's a very distinct voice. We're gonna get to that one day. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I have emphysema and my many years of smoking. From my many years of smoking, I have to say that I enjoyed smoking very much, and I do love tobacco. The smell of it, lighting cigarettes on fire, smoking them. But there is a price to pay for this enjoyment, and the price for me is emphysema. I now have quit smoking for over 2 years. Recently, I had many tests, and the good news is that I am in excellent shape, except for emphysema. I am filled with happiness, and I will never retire. I want you all to know that I really appreciate your concern. Love, David. So,
wow.
Bless him.
Wow. No regrets.
The man knew the problems with it, and, he said, fuck it. I like this. And
It's true.
There he is. If it kills him, it would be... I don't want David Lynch to die, to be clear. He's one of my favorite creators of media in general. Mm-hmm. But if he was going to die, it was going to be because of the smoking. Let's be perfectly honest with ourselves about that.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of smoking.
Oh.
Yes, and I'm only saying this because of the picture that is the the thumbnail or whatever, the headlining picture for the article. I would like to talk about the Timothée Chalamet Bob Dylan biopic.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It's
I'm
coming
interested.
out. Yes, it's coming out Christmas. It's got a Christmas release. I will say though that Screen Rant, since the last, that's where I get all my movie news. Screen Rant, since the last time we did this, decided paywalls are a thing now. So I can
noticed
only
that
see,
too.
I can only see like the first paragraph and a line or something.
It's all you need.
It is coming out on Christmas Day, I think, of this year. So it looks interesting. It's a super stacked cast, and James Mangold is directing. So
see, I think there's back and forth, by the way, Icky, not to derail this because I want to talk about the Dylan biopic, but Pauly Shore, wanted to make his Richard Simmons movie, but was shut down because, Richard Simmons was like, no, fuck you can't do that. But now he's passed away, and I think the estate, his family, is fighting with Pauly Shore to get this movie not made and made simultaneously.
Weird.
So we'll see. That would be a great casting choice, by the way. But
Richard Simmons, yeah.
Yes. Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
The one thing I did notice when I was reading about this biopic last night, I think, is one of the screenshots. I'm not sure who Edward Norton is supposed to play, but the way they have his hair, it is
bad.
7. He has a 7 head, and he looks like a Pete Seeger type. I don't know who he's supposed to play, but he looks like one of those old like folk singers from like the 50s and 60s and stuff who like chops wood on a farm, but also writes like anti-fascist folk songs and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm interested for that.
Yeah, I don't care about Bob Dylan, but seeing who was all in this, I'm like, maybe I will go see that. I mean, definitely not on Christmas or near Christmas, but maybe when it comes on streaming. But I mean, it's got Boyd Holbrook, Elle Fanning, Edward Norton, and obviously fucking Timothée Chalamet. So I think it's going to be a really good movie.
I'm interested to see what they do with it because I'm not a particular like Dylan fan. Like I respect Bob Dylan and his songwriting. Most of the covers of Bob Dylan songs end up being more popular and arguably better than the original ones. But man's a great songwriter, absolute legend. What I'm interested in this movie for is the mythos around Bob Dylan is so great because he'd like often lie about his origins and like lie in different ways to publications. And so I'm sure we actually do know the truth exactly. And Bob Dylan is still alive. But I think the way they kind of weave that like mythos will be very interesting to see if they do that.
We'll see. It might be one of those things that's kind of watered down, like the Freddie Mercury.
Oh, don't get me started on Bohemian Rhapsody. Jesus. Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
Tell me about it.
But another movie I am looking forward to, though, which you might not expect this out of me because I'm kind of a hater when it comes to this franchise, although I love certain outputs. Alien Romulus.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually interested in seeing this because it is directed by Fede Alvarez, who also helmed the Evil Dead reboot in 2013, which I loved. Yeah, I still love. And so I'm really excited to see where he takes this because I love the original Alien movie. I rediscovered my love for it on this show when on our podcast proper. I love it. And so I'm really excited to see what Fede Alvarez does with it because it's supposed to be kind of bringing it back to those space horror roots. I think he's a really great director. And they were actually doing an advanced screening of this with the original Alien at the Arrow in Santa Monica. I spent 2 hours this morning in a queue online waiting for my place to buy tickets, and 2 or 3 hours go by. I don't know. I was doing shit in between. I kept looking to check my place in line, and I waited all that time, and I got to the page, sold out. It was sold out.
Dude.
So
that reminds me of what happened when When We Were Young Fest happened, and it wasn't a first come first serve ticket thing. It was a random draw.
I don't like it.
I stayed on there for like 3 hours, and they're like, just kidding, sold out.
Sorry about your time.
Right.
We don't care. We got our money. But, whatever. I am going to go see this in a theater. I really want to see the original Alien in theaters, so maybe they'll have some random screenings here around LA with it, because I got to see that bad boy on the big screen.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool to see it on the big screen, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Especially if we're then watching Romulus.
Yeah, I just think my newfound love of Alien is just it's still coursing through my veins, Dave. And I just need to see this. I try to make it a habit whenever they're screening old films that were, in theaters before I was born. I try to go see them when I get a chance. And seeing Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead, we saw The Thing, I saw The Shining and stuff. I finally got to see these all on film in theaters, and it's definitely a different experience, for sure. So I definitely want to see Alien that way, if I get a chance.
Yeah. Wait, that just reminded me. Isn't my favorite movie of all time coming to 70mm again this fall?
Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Oh, yeah, that too.
I think that is coming to IMAX. I want to see that in IMAX.
That one, and Interstellar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Interstellar.
Because it came out 10 years ago this year.
Interstellar. Wait, I could have sworn. Interstellar IMAX 2024. Yeah.
I feel like...
Yep, 70mm IMAX. It will fly back into theaters on September 27th.
Oh, hell yeah. I saw, when it originally came out, I saw it... it wasn't... I saw it in 70mm, but it wasn't IMAX when it first came out. And it's... I feel like I say this. I feel like I repeat this all the time. It's the loudest fucking movie I've ever been to in my life. I left... during the screening, I was like, oh my God. I felt like everybody's going, oh my, can you turn it down a little bit? It's really loud in here. Oh God, my ears. I felt like that.
But this loud.
But I literally left and I was like, my ears are fucking ringing like I was just in a concert or something. But I would definitely go see it again on IMAX. I love that movie. That movie gets a lot of flack on Reddit anytime you bring it up.
I don't get it. It's a fucking brilliant movie.
I think it's good.
Keep talking. I have to blow my nose because I am actually sick. So.
Oh, Dave putting in the hard work for us, buddy. But yeah, so chat. Yes, so it is coming back to IMAX. Little background noise from Dave. Appreciate you. I do want to see Shaun of the Dead when it comes out as well, because I did see that in theaters when it came out. I don't think I was supposed to. Wendy, earmuffs. I don't think I was supposed to go see that in theaters, but I went and saw it anyway with a buddy of mine whose dad got us in, and we saw Shaun of the Dead, and it was so freaking good, and I fell in love with it. And so I'd be super stoked to see that in a theater again, and as well as seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once in 70mm. That'd be killer.
Yeah, I think we should go see all three of them. So
yeah, exactly. As you know, I'm made of money these days.
It's true.
With all my dick talk money, it's just paying off dividends over here.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all I got for movie news. Anything else you got going on?
No, just I remember well, obviously we weren't on stream, but I talked about dude, you could probably make a lot of money.
If anybody knows how to monetize my cat, let me know.
TikTok, you had a pretty decent following there for a little while. Maybe you just switch over to Cat Talk, and then all of a sudden you'll be.
I know. I was making just like
Millionaire.
stupid throwaway videos for a long time just because it's fun, and then it stopped being fun, so I stopped doing it. So
Nice.
I have no work ethic.
They were really funny.
Hold, please, 1 second.
No. Ah! I don't know what's happening. Blake just decided to get up and deal with something. Maybe he had to poop. You think maybe that's what it was? There's a lot of noises. Maybe Steven did something wrong. Anyway, what I was going to say to Blake... Oh, there he is.
No,
What
sorry
happened?
about that. Somebody knocked on my door really loud, and I was like, oh, shit, am I in trouble?
What was it?
It was a delivery person. I had a box.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was like...
What's in the box?
It scared me. Huh?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I really want to see Kinds of Kindness, especially
Same.
after the last Yorgos Lanthimos, Willem Dafoe, Emma Stone movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, it did not do well at the box office, and it is
did not.
already going to streaming. Is set to go on digital platforms August 27th.
I will be seeing it. I know I wanted to catch it in theaters, and I missed out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, I haven't even heard that many people talking about it. Like, it just seems like it just kind of went under the radar.
It did go under the radar. Did you see what was the budget? That's fucking awful, dude. Oh my
Oh, no.
God.
What?
Hang on. What was their budget? Oh no, it lost money. Their budget was 15 million, and as of July 28th, it had only made 12.9.
Ugh. I mean, here's the thing too. I'm not a marketing strategist, but after like the incredible success that was Poor Things, it was like, oh, but also there's this one too. Here's that, and like, it was like, oh, okay, what? All right, shit.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
The Swifties did it. I bet. Ruthless crew.
They're ruthless. They're ruthless. Watch your mouth. I don't feel
We
like
keep it
being
T-Swift friendly
tormented.
here. Yeah, I don't want to get doxxed by Swifties.
I don't want to end up like Kurt Cobain's memorial. Spray painted.
Oh, they're just spray paint you?
They're going to vandalize me.
Yeah, you just walk out, just heading to work, and these fucking lunatic 12-year-olds come out with spray cans. We heard what you said.
Oh, Lord.
Terrible.
The worst. Well, that does it for me for movie news. So, should we get into the main event here?
I suppose so. I'm on my second beer.
Uh-oh.
Got a belly full of Necco wafer, so running hot. And yeah, I'm ready to talk about these. So, Longlegs, we're going to talk about Longlegs first, which came out this year, directed by Oz Perkins. You son of a biscuit. I thought we were cool. I thought we had an understanding.
Love you. God damn it.
For those who can't see the chat, our arch nemesis, Cloby One, redeemed a Necco time. I just think it's
number 2.
I just think it's rude. Oh no, I have a green one. What was yours last time?
It was green. It tasted like green.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get this over quick because I hate this.
Okay, this is a brown one. I think I might like this. It might be chocolate. So, or mud. Who knows?
Bink.
All right.
What did you say this was? I have immediate indigestion. Oh my god. It's like not.
Fuck.
It's not it. It's not it for me.
Honestly, the brown one's not bad. It kind of tastes like a Tootsie Roll.
Mine's like sweet chalk.
Fuck.
Oh,
That's really...
I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't.
Assholes.
So I'm curious as what this means.
It tastes like it does not taste like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
I would
Can
rather
you
eat raw
imagine?
chicken. Oh,
Why? Why would you rather do that?
because salmonella will take me from this earth rather than making me eat more Necco wafers down the line.
I'm really confused. I have to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm trying to troll you with my channel points,
Yeah.
and it's not letting me. It's saying that the thing I want is out of stock. I don't understand.
You got played, son. Thank
Why?
God.
How is it out of stock?
Do I have channel points?
It's not a thing.
You're fucked. Whatever. I could spend a lot of... Oh, wait. No, I don't have the points to do that.
Ah,
Okay. Well,
Sucker.
shut up.
Why won't it let me do it?
Thank God, because I would have to end this stream and go to the hospital.
Okay. Well, that's disappointing. Anyway.
Not for me. So, yes, we're talking about Longlegs and The Silence of the Lambs. And were you wondering, Dave, why these two would get matched up?
I believe my, not verbatim, but my response to you when you said they were a matchup was, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that's how I remember it too. And and I said to myself and Dave, I said, well, I didn't say that. The marketing for Longlegs said that. It's the most terrifying film since The Silence of the Lambs. You know, it's like it's marketing. It's marketing. And I thought to myself, well, don't buy into that because I guarantee it's not. And so I went into the film not knowing much, but that's why we're talking about these together, because I do think there are some similarities, and I understand now why it was marketed that way. The accuracy of that, we will hash out over time here.
Yes,
but
we shall.
But yes, but first and foremost, we are getting into Longlegs 2024,
Longlegs.
Directed by Oz Perkins, son of Norman Bates, actor of the original film. Yes.
What just happened? Did you have a stroke? Did I have a stroke?
I went to. Yes, I did. I literally just blanked on Oz Perkins' his dad's name.
Oh,
sorry.
His dad's name?
Yeah, you know the famous actor.
Wow.
Whatever. I'm gonna pull up the trailer while I get fucking roasted.
Yeah.
While I roast myself in this. And if you've been watching this stream, we do it the best we can, but we got to overlap some dialogue and stuff here. So pardon our silence while we stream this trailer. And yeah, we're gonna do it. All right, Dave, you ready?
Stream it. Let's do it.
Is it scary being a lady FBI agent?
Yeah. Take a nice long look. A letter was left with the bodies. Signed with one word.
I saw a beast rise up out of the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns. And on his horns he wore 10 crowns. On each head was written a blasphemous name.
What aren't you telling me?
He'll kill. And kill again.
I know you're not afraid of a little bit of dark. Because you are the dark.
Do you still say your prayers? Number ones?
They scared me. Hello?
You could have made nice with me. But you didn't. And that has led to all of this. I'll be waiting.
Dave,
Yeah.
that was the trailer for Longlegs.
I would like to address
Yes.
a couple of things. John talked about the budget and how much it made, which is fucking awesome.
Yes.
And then also, Icky, trailer scarier than the movie. The movie, while it was marketed to be a scary movie, was more of a disturbing film. It was not scary.
I agree with that. I agree with that in a major way. It's, by the way, I didn't look this up, but I finally get Anthony Perkins is Oz Perkins' dad. Anyway, as with a lot of as with the marketing for I Saw the TV Glow,
Yeah.
is marketed as a horror film. This is marketed as a horror film. And I think one of the scariest film, it's like, dude, no, don't do this. You did this with Hereditary, and there was people love Hereditary. It's a fantastic film, but people are turned off by it because it's like the scariest film since The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And that's just not what the movie is. And the same goes for this. That's not what the movie is.
No.
So in terms of how I would rate this trailer, it is a good trailer on its face because it's exciting and it shows a lot of that some of the iconography, I think, that really shown for this film, but it's definitely not that kind of movie. It is way more atmospheric and slower paced than that, I would say.
Yeah, it's very much slower paced. It's not. There was a couple of jumps for sure, but it was not a scary movie at all.
Yeah, there are scary parts, but I wouldn't call it that. But to get into the story,
Sure.
I would say the way I sum this up, the story is a rookie FBI agent finds herself psychically connected to the case of the serial killer known as Longlegs, who, spoiler alert, has regular-sized legs. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spoil the movie for everybody so quickly, but regular-sized legs. I'm sorry, it's just true. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to this, Icky, for sure. Oh. We have a certified hater on our hands, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I'll get into why I understand that. But Dave, what was your first impression of this movie? We did see this together.
Yes, we did. With both of our girlfriends.
We did. We have girlfriends. We're not sad losers. We're kind of sad losers.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think Icky, you're a sad loser too. It's fine.
Yeah, come on. We're all kin. We're all kin.
I made a joke about the rubbing it as the raw. Anyway, so Icky, come on. Lost my train of thought now. Oh, so the movie. This is my first impression of the movie. When it got done, I was like this.
Yeah.
Yikes, dude.
I feel like because I was sitting next to you, and I feel like I was like this. Like, I feel like I kind of was like this. And so when the movie ended, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And you're not the only one, Icky. You're not. But this film made me feel weird, I think is the first thing. Like, my first impression of this movie, I didn't really know quite what to make of it. We talked about it a little bit afterwards, but it made me feel weird, and I liked it quite a bit. And I would say, like, it took me a couple days to kind of like work through it and process it a little bit. But definitely a movie that made me want to talk about it immediately.
Yeah. We definitely had the same urges. I know that I felt very, very uncomfortable, but oh no, Wendy!
Oh, well, we love you. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming and making this happen by making Blake go, you know what? I like movies and I want to talk about them.
Thanks for sticking it out. You're a real champ.
It's true. We love you. Have a good night, Wendy. But in terms of it just like, it's so uncomfortable and like oh no, we're losing two?
Well, they're in the same place, so
it's a twofer.
You know, if mom goes to bed, Jordan has to go to bed too. It's the rules of the house when you live in your mom's basement.
It's true.
I'm just kidding. I get angry text about that.
So basically, it just was one of those movies that, like, even in spite of you going, God, it fucking was really good, I thought.
I really enjoyed this film. Not to say that I didn't have issues with it, because like it was one of those things when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I like this, but I also, like, parts of it didn't feel whole to me. Like, parts of it didn't feel fully like clicking for me, I guess is the way I'd put it. And I think I've kind of discovered why, but I do really like this movie. Yes. I do really like this movie, and I really want to get into our likes, Dave. Do you have any specifics you want to start with, or?
Yes. So I really thoroughly liked our villain and the way he was portrayed. It's not a spoiler, right? We can say who it is.
Oh yeah, I think it's in the marketing.
Okay, cool. Nick Cage. After watching him in this and in Dream Scenario, all I can think is these are the kinds of movies and these are the kinds of characters he should have been playing his entire career.
Yeah, well, I mean, he won Academy Awards early in his career and stuff.
I know, but I just mean that he's more suited for these kinds of things.
Especially now. And, like, I honestly think, like, the meme status of him, like, really did help his career in a tremendous way. Because, like, obviously he got in trouble and, like, you know, bought all this crazy stuff that he didn't have money for. So he just had to take everything that came. And every, like, few years he'd get, like, a good role. And slowly but surely these indie filmmakers who came up were like, we can get Nick Cage. The man is a good actor. We just got to give him good material. And so as he took on better and better material, like, he's back, baby. And
he's back, baby.
I'll tell you what, like, he's perfect for this role. He's absolutely perfect for this role.
Yes, he absolutely is by far perfect for this role. I have to say, for some reason, because I have, you know, two chats. I have our actual chat on Twitch and the one for our Streamlabs here. Yeah. For some reason, in the Streamlabs chat, they marked out two words.
Oh, do you have like the? Sorry, go on.
It's the censored. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's censored the word anal and freak.
Those are bullying words, Dave. Don't call me an anal freak.
I don't know, man.
Jeez. I mean, not until the weekend comes, at least. Anyway. Thank God my mom's not in here anymore. No, but I think you tapped into something, like, we just lost a lot of viewers after that one. I think the cast really elevates what could be a corny film.
Yes.
It's not my first like, but the cast is definitely up there. Micah Monroe as Lee Harker. I know Icky's like, I disliked her. I wouldn't call her not intelligent for an FBI agent. She seems like very on the spectrum, Yeah. And like,
yeah,
I think they utilized her in that way because like this is not a spoiler, but early in the film, like something happens, like the opening scene, and then they test her for psychic abilities, and she scored well enough that. Thanks for the follow, Pegsters.
Hey, thanks, Pegsters.
Mucho appreciated.
We mucho appreciato you.
Yes, that was Spanish, and very
Muy
good
Spanish.
Spanish.
Muy Spanish.
So the movie Longlegs. Remember that? Remember when we were talking about that?
Yeah, vaguely.
I think, so she kind of passes this test well enough to be like, oh, you might have some like psychic intuition kind of things. We're gonna put you on this case to solve the Longlegs serial killer, and so she gets involved that way. And the way Micah Monroe plays this, it's really off-putting. And I did have a conversation about this earlier in the day with Lizzie, with my girlfriend, and she's like, nope, I don't buy her as an FBI agent. I was like, that's fair. If this were a more grounded, like realistic film, I would be like, yeah, for sure. But I think her performance really, I think it really elevates this kind of material, and I think it really elevates the atmosphere of this film in a way that, like, yeah, if you take it literally, sure, she would be a probably terrible FBI agent, and I would not want her on my case at all. But I think for this film, not only was she perfect for this role with this kind of film, but I think it just made me so uneasy. The way she went about everything just made me like, stop. Even she's like going to get coffee or just like random like mundane things. I'm like, stop doing it that way. Stop it, please.
I do agree with you. I do think that's what made it, so much more uncomfortable, because I think it could have been with a different lead.
Yeah,
I think it could have been an actual thriller, whereas to this was just like a disturbing movie.
Yeah, it's unsettling. Like, and that's my biggest like of this film is the atmosphere.
Yeah,
like the atmosphere and kind of suspenseful nature of this, and that's achieved through the sound design and score and stuff. Like, there's a lot of things come together for the atmosphere, but the thing I think of most is the feeling I got watching that movie more than any specific element of it. And I think that atmosphere and there's just like chilly vibes really sold me on this film as a whole, despite my misgivings about certain little things.
Yeah. I honestly didn't have too much trouble with anything in the movie, really. I know that there was some things that Lizzie did not like about the movie right off the bat. And I don't know. To me, I like when movies can make me feel an extreme version of something.
Yes, this feels like an otherworldly version of a procedural film. Like, it's not a cat and mouse serial killer like genre film like you might have expected like in the 90s or something. It's something weirder, and like there's like an intangible quality of like strangeness that kind of pervades like that tone and that atmosphere that just is like everything's kind of wrong, and it just like makes me feel bad. And yeah, like Icky makes a good point too, is like the intro scene that was, I always go into these things like don't look up trailers, don't read about anything, just go into this as cold as possible. And because I screwed myself with Hereditary buying into that hype in 2018, and it burned me a little bit, even though I do love the film now. But so I strayed away, but Lizzie was like, she's like, oh, I heard the intro scene is like really, really great. It's like really, in your face. And I was like, okay, blah, 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 don't tell me. It delivered, and not the way that I anticipated, but it delivered.
Yes. Chloe asked me a question during this movie. After the movie. Actually, shit, I don't know if it's a spoiler. I'm gonna text it to you, and you tell me if it's a spoiler real quick.
Okay,
because it was a very good question. I just wanted to see what your take on it.
Yeah, we're definitely not trying to spoil this, because not to get too ahead of ourselves, if you want to see this movie, you should see it, and you should see it in a theater if you can.
Yeah, 100%. If it's still, I don't know how long it's going to be.
Yeah.
A thing.
Oh,
like,
it was sold this way.
It was it?
It was sold this way. Like it is sold as a supernatural like serial killer film.
Okay, cool. So
Yes.
the question that Chloe asked, now that I know I'm not spoiling anything, was at what point in the movie did you realize it was a supernatural like thing driving the movie essentially?
That's a good question, actually, because I think I did know that going in because of some of the marketing I did see, but I think pretty early. Like, I think they set that up in the first scene in my head.
The way my response was the first scene, and it was when he comes into frame. And how his face looked.
Yeah.
It had that kind of supernatural vibe to it. And I was like, oh, immediately, yeah.
Yeah. The design for like when you see Longlegs and stuff, like I think the character design is fantastic. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's just off-putting, and like in a way that kind of makes you feel like I felt a little bad for the character as well as being scared of him, and it really kind of pushes that line of like, where do I, like, this whole movie is like, where do I find myself in all of this? It's just like it's a tangled web of things. But to your point, cinematography was a big thing for me in this.
Oh yeah, it was good.
The trailer does a good job of this too, of just giving little hints of these, like, I would say will be iconic shots, these like certain things that are used in its marketing that are like, that's a powerful frame. And I think Oz Perkins as a director knows when those things came up and knows those images and uses those to a very effective end, honestly, because just a lot of those shots we kind of stick on, and in some things we stick on a little too long, but in a way that you're like, is something happening? Is something not happening?
Yeah.
I think it was done. It wasn't overused, and I think it was tactfully inserted in there. And I love the direction and cinematography. Those very much go hand in hand for me.
I really liked the cinematography too, and I agree. I really enjoyed how long and I hate. That's one of my biggest critiques is when cameras linger, scenes linger. It's like, move on. But this one, it because it was like, it wasn't like, oh my god, enough. It was like,
yes.
It literally is. I get it and I support it, and I think it's a great aspect of the movie. Chloe's asking, for anybody who's just listening, how about the face design of Longlegs, the character?
I honestly, as I said, it is one of those things where it's like, I feel it may immediately feel bad. Like I feel a sense of like empathy for this character, but also it's like, like I wouldn't, and I think it's coupled with Nick Cage's acting of like how I feel about it. Because if it was just I don't want to say normal person, but a normal acting person, somebody just like just like comes in trying to go about their business. But this design coupled with Nick Cage's like fucking bonkers ass acting, it's like, stop it. Stop everything.
It is, his face design in it is the kind of like, if it was a normal person, it would be the kind of person that when you first turn, you're like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
nice
yeah,
to
yeah.
meet you. It's
For
like
sure.
immediately like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
You know?
Because I do think it's a perfect design to where it's not like overly stylistic or whatever, to where you're immediately like, monster. But it immediately grabs that, like, in my brain, it immediately grabs that empathy part of my brain. It's like, this something went wrong, you know? And like, you don't want to judge people immediately. And then he opens his mouth.
Yes.
Or that he walks or he does anything. And you're like, ooh, no thanks.
Everything
thanks.
about him is so creepy. And I keep thinking of how Nick Cage played that character, and it's fucking incredible. I'm also remembering that are we like just like rattling off our likes, or
We're still into the likes, yeah, because I have a few dislikes, but I do have another big thing that I liked about this film is I think it took the tropes of a procedural, like a cat and mouse serial killer like thriller, and it flipped them to a more personal story. Like, it could have been like an episode of CSI or Criminal Minds or whatever. Like, these kinds of stories are typically remanded to network television these days. But I think this does a fantastic job of taking the structure-ish of a police procedural, and flipping it to more like focus on like the personal story and the supernatural, which is a cool bent. If I am sold, if someone's like, oh, it's a supernatural thriller, it's a supernatural police like serial killer thriller, cool, I'm there, I'll see it, because I'm a sucker, you know. I know what my my bias is towards, and like, you're gonna get my ass in a theater with that alone. I don't care what the movie is, if it could be shitty, but I think that's a nice hook, and that got me, and I think it utilized it very well.
Yes. I Supernatural. I used to be like a huge Supernatural like movie fan. And I know this is a contentious point, I really, really loved Paranormal Activity when it came out. And I loved it so much that I was like, I saw all the sequels not except for up until like number 4. And that's when I was like, nah.
Wait.
Nah.
Shit. Yeah. I listen, you know my feelings about Paranormal Activity. I fucking hate that movie. I really do. I don't think it holds up. I don't think it was good when I first saw it. And people have gotten mad at me for that, and I just think it sucks. I don't like any of the characters, and I think they got what they deserved in the end.
Wait, you don't like any of the characters? I thought it was just Mika.
It was mostly Mika, but also like, I guess it is mostly Mika, but
it's Mika. Mika's a fucking dick.
Mika sucks. And then, you know, he just kind of gaslit and abused his girlfriend into getting possessed.
Right, like fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
But I mean, what can you really expect from a day trader, you know?
Bastards, the lot of them. Also, do you have any extra cash? I'm drowning over here.
Can you put me in your will for when you get killed by your possessed girlfriend?
I got a cat to feed.
I am the cat that you feed.
Gotta buy more beer for streams. But yeah, no, I'm the opposite of you though. I didn't like supernatural stuff when I was younger. I'm like, no, give me like really grounded, visceral, awful shit, because I want to fill my life with dread and terror. And I've been in the past. It's me. It's Doom Spiral the person, and I feel myself in the last 5 to 10 years kind of coming around to enjoying more supernatural stories when they're told in a way that really sucks me in, like, because there's a lot of like that stuff from when we were kids and stuff. It's like, it's supernatural, so just shut the fuck up and let us do our thing. And I'm like, no, coax me into it, bring me into the story, you know.
How would you feel
bad
about a supernatural movie about a person who maybe is, let's just say, a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or something, and they go into abandoned houses all the time, and like that's their thing. And it turns out they're the dead.
They're what?
They're the dead one.
I hate this. I hate this.
Are you sure? It sounds like just up your alley.
I need a better hook. I need a little bit better hook than he was dead the whole time. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. That is like the cheapest. We're past this, Dave. We're in a post they were dead the whole time world. I believe we are. I
We
am.
have a whole couple. There's like 2 new generations under us that have not had that trope yet.
I don't want to repackage the same old shit and be like, hey, look at this. Has anybody shown you this? I don't know. I need to be excited by something to write or get involved in a project that is like that. Otherwise, it just feels cheap to me.
Well, uncheap it then.
I could. It's a fun idea. It's a fun idea. I think there's fun elements. Okay. Whatever. No, I'm not going to spitball this because I can, and it's just going to take us off into this world. I want to.
Because
I do.
I'm coaxing you.
I know you. I know. This is I'm getting bought in. It's like
All
a
right,
little.
Anybody in the chat? Let's get Blake. Let's encourage Blake to spitball this idea with me.
No. No.
I'm just saying.
It is a fun idea with, I think, a lot of fun set piece potential. And like in the Urbex world, I think there's a lot of ghosts, but my immediate thing is like, oh, they see things or they see ghosts, but they're the ghost. It's like the others.
Okay. What if it's that we make it so that it's like, oh, he's a ghost, right? He's dead. But it's in reality, he is alive, and all the like people and all the things that we made you think like, oh, he's a ghost, are actually the things that like spirits and shit.
What if it's wrapped up in like the Cotard delusion, or what was the other one where people it's a delusion that like affects a very small amount of people who like think they're dead.
Yes.
And so,
oh my God, yes,
that's fun. Like, that's fun. It's somebody who thinks they're dead, and they've convinced us, like, we know at the beginning of the film that they are dead and we're experiencing them, but we come to find out they're actually, like, the twist is they've been alive the whole time.
Oh, wouldn't it be fun?
That's equally stupid, but...
If like, the reveal happens, and it's like, he's been dead the whole time. Or he, like, we hear, like, his voiceover the whole time, and it's like, we reveal that he's, like, act like he's telling somebody, like, turns out I'm the dead one. And then you hear, So this is very common with people with whatever the syndrome is, and it cuts to him in a fucking therapist's office.
The comedy part of my brain as well wants to be like, it's a film where like this could be a fun short film, or it's like a film where it's like, I died here this many years ago, whatever, and he's like just kind of fucking with people who come into this abandoned building and stuff. But then one day he kind of like cops come in and he gets caught. He's like, wait, why are you arresting me? He like actually gets arrested. He's like, you can't see me. You can't see me. I'm not even alive. Right. And no, you are. He's just kind of lost it.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Nailed it. I think that's what our new content is going to be on our social medias. is we're taking a long form media and putting into bite-sized chunks.
Nobody's ever done that. That's a novel and brand new idea that literally nobody's thought of.
Here's another thing. What if we saved money and I acted in it?
Okay. What if we saved more money and just didn't do it?
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. We definitely need to do it.
Okay. At this point. You drive a hard bargain, Dave. I guess I'm in. Guess considering I'm fucking unemployed for now.
You don't really have a choice. So.
I have nothing going for me.
Yeah, that's true.
So Longlegs, I have a couple dislikes. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's smooth transitions. And I'm just catching back up with my notes.
Smooth as Velveeta.
Listen, I love this movie. I really, really like this movie.
There it is.
I think I'm on the verge of loving this movie. Here's my issue. Issue with Longlegs. Again, this is not a spoiler review. This is not a spoiler for anything. But for me, the pacing kind of dragged a little bit. I think it started slow, which is fine. I'm generally fine with slow-paced films. But I feel like we built up some decent momentum as we're going, and we kind of drop that. It like really sags in the middle for me. Okay. And I was like, okay. I was like feeling a lot of momentum, and then we kind of hit those brakes for a second. And I'm like, okay, go. Okay, go. Okay, go now. Now you can go. And so I wouldn't say it killed it for me or anything like that, but it's something I noticed and something I had to note. It's not a deal breaker. None of these things are deal breakers for me, to be very clear. None of these are like, because of this, I dislike the movie. I like the movie. I really like the movie. But I really noticed the pacing dragging for me a little bit. I wouldn't say it's an extraordinarily long movie, but I noticed that. No. This is a controversial take. Some of the Nick Cage stuff pulled me out a little bit. There's a scene where we see Longlegs alone in the car. This, again, not a spoiler for anything. We see him, and he's like doing his thing. He's doing his Nick Cage thing, and it started, and I was there, and then he started doing his thing, and I was like, oh, I'm watching Nick Cage. It kind of pulled me out of that, that it kind of pulled me out of that reality of the serial killer just a little bit, because I'm like, I'm just seeing Nick Cage do Nick Cage, and only a couple of those moments kind of pulled me out a bit. Yes,
if I may,
you may.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's just Nick Cage. Nick Cage is just like that.
But here's the thing, which I understand. I knew I was gonna get pushback from this, and I expected this. I bought into this character because we don't see him as Nick Cage, a lot. He's like kind of hidden in a way. He's shot in a very specific way, and so when we get a bit of that reveal and a little bit of time with him, I'm like, oh, now I was so bought into that character. Then we got to see these like little bits of like real life Nick Cage coming out. I'm like, oh, it literally drew me out a bit. Where I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm watching Nick Cage.
Yes. Well, that's Nick Cage is creepy, so.
I understand. This is a not popular opinion, I would say, but see, I liked this though. I liked this, Icky. I liked this. Because I think it worked on multiple levels. But I will say, like, some of those, like, Nick Cage moments kind of pulled me out. And I was like, not enough to, like, again, dislike the movie, but I definitely was pulled out of the narrative a little bit by some of those moments.
I mean, I disagree. I think every moment Nick Cage is on screen, I was like...
To be clear, he is good and very effective as the villain in this. I wouldn't have traded him out for anybody. But for my personal viewing experience, I know I was pulled out at least twice by some of the like Nick Cage-isms of it.
I mean, I think you just don't realize that Nick Cage is already creepy.
I guess so. And also, Icky, I agree with you. Chipotle Kitty's quesadilla? Nah.
I have to seriously ask.
Yeah.
Who goes to Chipotle for a quesadilla?
Yeah, have you been to a brain doctor recently?
That's like going to a steakhouse and getting chicken. Did you?
I've been to a seafood restaurant where I ordered pork because I don't like seafood.
You see?
They didn't like me very much.
Nobody does.
Fair enough.
Yes. Well, listen.
Yes, I feel you, Icky, on the Elvis thing though. Like, which I also I'm gonna get to about it. But like, that was another thing I didn't really pick up in my likes. But a thing I did like is like there's a lot of layers of symbolism to this film that are kind of like put in and out, and like I think they did a very good job. I think the world is very big, like the little hints of like the cuckoos that we saw in the trailer, and like background things, like all the rock music and like all the artifacts and posters and memorabilia and stuff that like he had never talked about at all, but it built this world in my mind of like where he came from and what he was trying to do before he found himself as Longlegs and stuff. And I think that Elvis thing plays into this, because it seems like he wanted to be at some point, like wanted to be a rock star or was in a band or something, and it didn't work out. And
he wanted to be a rock star, living in big houses, driving 15 cars.
Yes, see, you know the old tune. So I think that was good, but yeah, there was parts of that pulled me out. I would say though, my last like dislike for me is that there was some things that were kind of set up in the beginning that weren't really paid off like I would have hoped. And again, this is small, this is minor. I don't think the narrative like makes it like, no, I don't feel like I left the movie was like, hey, what about this? But as I thought about it more, I was like, but like, what about this? And it like it like technically makes sense at the end. It does, but like it did kind of take this windy path to where I'm like, what about these things when we started? So there's a couple of those. Again, these aren't breakers for me, but things I noticed and things that like kept me from saying that I truly love this movie. But I do think I need to see it again. I really do.
Really? I'm not going to see it again.
I really want to see this again because I feel like I need to see this again. Personally.
I mean, like, I am glad I saw it, and I was very disturbed by it, which is, you know, not really that hard for me, but still, I don't want to see it again. Like, that's like I got everything I needed out of it the first time.
That's fair.
And I'm good. You know.
That's a fair take. I feel like I need more of this. I feel like I want to see it again. I feel like I've dove so much into it in my brain that like I need to see it again to kind of like flesh out these feelings and ideas I have about it. Because I do like the film. I really like the film, and it's definitely something I would watch again. Obviously, I want to, and I would watch again. I don't watch a lot of movies twice.
No, you don't.
I really don't. But this, I will.
You don't. And like I am a seeing movies multiple times kind of person. So
you're a multi-bitch for sure.
Yeah.
Me, not so much. But to wrap this segment up, though, is this a recommend for you, Dave?
Absolutely. Just know that you're gonna be mad at us after you watch it because of how uncomfortable you are.
Yeah, it is definitely a recommend for me. Although, don't buy into the hype, and you will enjoy it more. I think you will enjoy this much more. If you're expecting the scariest film in a decade or whatever, you're going to be let down, period.
It's not even scary.
It's not really scary. It is just very uncomfortable. And it is a movie that did stick with me quite a bit. And I've had multiple conversations with people about it. And it is just like lodged right there in my brain. And so I think it is worth seeing, and I think it is worth seeing in a theater if you can. They're actually doing a promotion now that if your birthday is on the 14th, you get a free ticket to see it.
Wait, why?
Because the movie?
Oh yeah, sorry. That took me a second. My brain already moved on to the next movie. I'm like,
because remember the movie? So that's a recommend from us, for both of us. A bit conditional, but a recommend nonetheless. Yeah. So Dave, we're moving on to a little indie film. Not that many people know about it. Ask your moms about it. I know Dave's never heard of this movie ever. A little movie called The Silence of the Lambs from 1991. And I'm going to pull up the trailer. And we're going to watch that. And I'm going to
watch it.
Albania while that's going on. So you guys have fun and be nice to each other.
Maybe. I'm not promising anything.
Here we go.
You spook easily, Starling?
Not yet, sir.
He's past the others. The last cell. I'll be watching. You'll do fine.
A killer is on the loose.
Keeps them alive for 3 days. Then he shoots them, skins them, and dumps them.
A rookie FBI agent is on his trail.
He's got real physical strength, cautious, precise, and he's never impulsive. He'll never stop.
But in order to track him down, she'll have to match wits.
I'll help you catch him, Clary.
Believe me, you don't want Hannibal Lecter inside your head.
With the darkest of all minds.
Just do your job, but never forget what he is.
Oh, he's a monster. Pure psychopath. So rare to capture one alive.
So close to the way you're gonna catch him. Do you realize that? Oh, Clarice, your problem is you need to get more fun out of life.
You told me you don't spook easily.
You call this easy, sir?
Lecter's missing hand arms. Man's a raving maniac. Who knows what he'll do?
Thank you, Clary. Thank you.
No.
In case you forgot.
What a weird, like, why did it do that? Like, what?
To be fair, I did end it before. It's like the next, like, check out this next trailer. That's what that music came in.
Okay.
But yes, we're definitely gonna get to it. Devs and John, The Silence of the Lambs won the big 5 of Oscars. It won, Best Picture, 2 Best Actor and Actress, and Director, Best Picture, Actor, Actress, and Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah.
It's a juggernaut of a
You would not
film.
be able to tell from that trailer because the trailer felt like a documentary on PBS.
That trailer sucked. But it was the 90s, Dave. We're all just working it out still. I would say bad trailer. It technically had all the elements of what's in the film, but I don't think it did it in a good way.
It literally felt like somebody just took, like, they're on fucking just, I know it's not Premiere, but back in the day, the whatever version of Premiere, they're like, scroll, clip, scroll, clip, scroll, clip, trailer.
There you guys go. It's
Be terrified.
It's a while, but the story is FBI trainee Clarice Starling enlists the advice of notorious serial killer Hannibal Lecter to help catch the elusive other serial killer Buffalo Bill, who, spoiler alert, is not a real buffalo.
I was so disappointed.
I was looking forward to things in this movie.
I was let down, and I'm really upset with you for it.
Not even one buffalo. Not even one.
Single buffalo.
Where's the buffalo representation in Hollywood? I'm just saying.
Literally, it's a problem.
Do better. So, we covered this film in a podcast episode we did last year.
It's true.
For psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
And was that the first time you saw this movie?
Yes, it was. I had never seen it ever before in my life up until that point. And
What did you think of it?
I remember liking it. Yeah, I remember being like into it a lot and like being, I guess, sucked into it is the right phrase. So, I did not expect to see so little of Hannibal Lecter, but
Yeah, we're going to get into that for sure. But to address John's comment, like, I love this movie. I've seen this movie a lot of times. I've also seen Hannibal a number of times. But I guess I can't remember exactly when I first saw this movie. But I know I was young and it scared the shit right out of my butt. And, like, Dave's gone. Dave couldn't handle this.
what happened?
I don't know. You were out for a second. But
That's
you're
weird.
back.
I watched it happen on our actual channel.
That's weird. But you're back. I said this movie scared me a lot when I was a kid. I don't remember how young I was when I saw it, but as with a lot of these things, too young. It was one of those movies, though, that scared me, but in a different way than I was used to.
Is it that you were like, oh, God, is that what I'm going to end up being? Talking about the dance scene from Buffalo Bill.
You really see me. Like, you see me, and I appreciate that. I feel seen in this environment. Yes, I do the dance. I'm good at it. And you can subscribe to my OnlyFans right now, baby.
Oh, you've been holding out on me for that OnlyFans money? Where's my pizza?
Sorry, dog. Dude, it's just, there's so many classic scenes in this movie. And to your point about like Hannibal Lecter not really being in this movie much, Anthony Hopkins is the actor with the least amount of screen time to ever receive an Oscar. I think this is a 2-hour movie, and I think he was only on screen for like roughly 16 minutes.
That's crazy.
What an incredible performance.
He won a fucking Oscar for it.
Right? Deservedly so. People still talk about this performance, and they should. They should.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You know, and again, to John's point, I think Red Dragon was really great. Hannibal had some fantastic moments. I think they played that on TV a bunch too. And there's that scene with Ray Liotta and the brains in Hannibal. Oh, God. I'll never get that out of my head. We're going to watch that sometime, Dave.
Okay, great.
But what were some of your...
Lost.
Yeah, you could probably fill in the blanks. So what were some of your likes? You shouldn't. But what were some of your likes for this movie?
Obviously, I really liked how Anthony Hopkins played Hannibal.
Yes.
I also liked Jodie Foster.
Oh, she's good. Well,
She
and
was
both
really
of
good
them
at it,
won Oscars for their performances here.
Right. I think I can't remember. If I didn't see it coming, I really liked the twist. And because I can't remember if I did. But if I saw it coming, I did not like the twist.
Okay. Well, that for
about?
me, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think we can spoil again
when it's like, oh, they're in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
She's in the correct spot on accident.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I didn't see this coming when I was a kid because I was probably 8 when I saw it. Again, I probably shouldn't have seen this so young. But I would say, though, to that effect, my biggest like of this film is the plot. This is a very tightly plotted and structured film where, like, you feel the structure of it and you feel the plot, you know, and how everything is, like, tied together. But it is to its benefit. Some films, like, stutter, I think, in that arena. Like, now we do this, and now we do this. And you could feel it in a way that feels predictable. This, I think you felt a way that, like, you felt like you knew where this was going, and then it turns it on you a number of times. There's, like, a number of those, like, just little turns and those little things that just, like, keep you just getting sucked down this rabbit hole, just like Clarice. And the screenplay, people study the screenplay all the time. I come back, I read the screenplay probably once every couple years. You know, if I'm feeling stuck with a project, no matter what genre, I'll come back to the screenplay because it's a very tightly written film. And I really love it. But I think that really, the plot really sells this thing for me. It really, it's just, there's so much momentum. It's just so good, dude.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the plot, and you're right. I did forget how many, like, mini twists and turns there were in the movie that were awesome.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm trying to remember how I felt about him turning off the lights and having his night vision goggles on to find her, and she just happens to, like, blind him with her gun or something.
No, she has the instinct. She has those cop instincts, baby. And she hears, like, he, like, moves, or she hears something. He's like, those scenes are horrifying. You know, she's in the basement, and he's, like, got his, like, green night vision goggles, and he's, like, reaching out to, like, touch her, and he, like, knocks over a bottle or something. She, like, hears the clink and immediately turns around and just blasts him. And it's just like so tense. It's so tense. I think, another, again, to your point, another big thing for me is obviously the acting, Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins as Clarice and Hannibal Lecter. But, Ted Levine, who plays Buffalo Bill, so good. He is
he's really good.
Perfectly creepy. And we're going to get to similarities and stuff and differences between Longlegs and The Silence of the Lambs, but his performance here is fantastic. And I think without that cadence and that like weird delivery and just the way he moves and the way he talks, the film wouldn't be as iconic or memorable.
Yeah,
I think. But I think without these three people, this film would be very much it can fall, just like a lot of horror films and like thrillers can fall into the realm of near comedy and obvious bullshit.
It is a good point that, horror films can only be as good as their leads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise it's comedy.
I firmly believe that. I mean, it's not just the leads, obviously direction and everything plays into it, but like you could have a great director and a great cinematographer, but if your actors aren't really coming to the role, you're toast, dude. You're toast. And, Jodie Foster brought it. She brought her freaking A game. She played that perfectly, like touch of naivety, touch of just like wanting to prove herself and get it done, but also had that, similar to Longlegs, that like personal like story that like drives her to learn about her character. This is really another character study wrapped in a procedural.
Yeah, I think when you look at each of them on their faces, you're like, the fuck are you talking about? They're not the same. But then when you like really dive into both of them, you're like, I see.
Yeah, for sure.
I see. I get it.
For sure. I think another thing I really, really, really enjoy about The Silence of the Lambs is the horror and the disturbing stuff, because I think the movie lulls you into this like bit of cat and mouse stuff and learning all this knowledge, and it's just interspersed with just pure fucking horror. There's some gnarly things that happen in this film that like you don't really feel coming, because it kind of lulls you into this like, oh, I'm trying to figure out the clues, and then holy shit, a man has been flayed open and spread like an angel in the cage. Mm-hmm. He's wearing one of the cops' face as a mask and stuff. It just goes off the rails in a way that it is sold so well, because any of these things on their own would be fucking ridiculous. But
yes,
it's just, I think the horror in this thing really is effective because it is short bursts of absolute terror and disgusting ass stuff.
That's fair. But also I think maybe because I watched it when I was fucking 35. Mm-hmm. It I don't think any of it was scary. To me it was just a thriller. There was nothing in this entire movie that was horror based or whatever. So
I understand that point of view. Being so removed from me, seeing it as a kid and having these things like, enter my system in the 90s, definitely stuck with me, and those feelings stick with me whenever I see the film. But it is fascinating to like talk to you about somebody who hasn't seen this or like didn't grow up with it, seeing it now. Like, what do you actually think of it? Because I have a lot of those memories and like things tied to this. So
it's good. Mm-hmm. It's a good movie. It's it's a TikTok meme. No, you don't really get those these days. But I liked it. I thought it was good. I just don't agree that any of it was scary. It was thrilling. The nice twists and turns were nice. And I'm trying to remember. I do think that I saw the end twist coming, and me like calling him, like, "Oh, that's what happened. That's what's gonna happen. This is happening." and I think I was excited about it, so I do like the twist that I'm remembering.
Yeah.
But in general, yeah, it's a fine movie. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, this was a big one for me. I think the iconography of so many of these things, and I would quote when I worked at the paper in college, we would always quote Buffalo Bill lines. I don't know why, but it's just like a running joke with things, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like the movie is like just stuck around for so long, and I think for a good reason. Maybe there's a touch of nostalgia in there, but I do think it holds up, plot-wise, acting-wise, and stuff. But there's one thing that does hold me back that I think I did mention in our episode when we covered this.
Yeah.
But I would be remiss not to mention now in my dislikes.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a hot take. Whatever, you all check me if you feel the need to. I think the shooting style sometimes does it a disservice. This is a film that came out in 1991, and I think some of the cinematography is stuck in the 80s with it.
Really?
Personally. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I really thoroughly enjoyed, and by that I mean maybe uncomfortable, how they were just staring into camera.
No, so I'm not saying it was all ineffective or anything like that. I think the cinematography does a fantastic job. Those Hannibal Lecter scenes specifically, like the blocking and stuff is great. There's a few scenes that just feel very like 80s and feel a little more removed than I think would do it justice being just slightly different. And who am I to criticize an Oscar award-winning film or whatever? But the shooting style, like the shooting style in general, felt a little more 80s than I think worked for it. Does that make sense? Because I'm thinking of... So, okay. If we compare these two in the podcast, but the movie Seven... David Fincher's film Seven and The Silence of the Lambs. The shooting style of a movie like Seven, I think really works for that. And maybe wouldn't be exact right fit for this, but I think some of those things would have really benefited a number of these scenes. Because some of the, whatever, maybe this is a bad take, but some of the cinematography feels incredibly dated for what the story is, because I think the story still feels like relevant to me, and the story still feels like immediate, but I feel like some of the cinematography it just feels dated, and I feel like I don't know. Well, it feels a little stuck in the 80s. I do like to your point. I really do like the stare in the camera thing. Those scenes are effective because we're looking right in the face of a killer. We're looking right in the face of Hannibal Lecter and stuff. But some of those like intro scenes, even just the pan and stuff of like, Jodie Foster running. It's just like really wide stuff. And I get there's like credit, whatever. But there's a number of just like really like wide scenes and stuff like interstitially that like make it feel dated to me, and I feel like it deserves better in some of these parts. Whatever.
So okay, how would let's imagine, take a walk with me if you will, down imaginary lane. Imagine that the Silence of the Lambs is the exact same plot, exact same script, exact same actors, at the exact same age they were at, shot in today's style.
So that is not what I'm saying, to be very clear. That is not what I'm saying, because this film would be fucked up so bad. I don't think this film... Jonathan Demme is a fantastic director, and I think he did an incredible job doing this film. He won an award for it, and he should have.
An award.
What I'm speaking more to is the cinematography. I have problems with modern cinematography. I have problems with Netflix cinematography. They have a way of, suggesting certain shots. I've seen the sheets. I've seen the breakdowns. What cameras you're supposed to use. How they want you to shoot it that will maximize viewer retention and stuff. Oh, it's insane. It's insane. I'll have to dig one of these sheets out sometimes. I don't know if I'm allowed to actually share that, but
why? Why wouldn't you be able to?
I've signed a number of DNAs, yeah, like a lot from when I did some Netflix stuff years ago.
Well, you just tell it off camera, and then I'll tell it on camera.
They'll never know. They'll never trace it back to me.
Nope.
But yeah, there's like, you could probably find this online too. But yeah, I think depending on how you're allowed to shoot it, I think certain filmmakers, David Fincher is still working today. You know, Jonathan Demme has passed away, R.I.P. But so I would love to see David Fincher's version of this.
Okay.
They work in similar genres, obviously. I think they would have made good choices, but I feel like David Fincher's cinematography has held up over the years. Like, you can watch a film like Seven or The Game, or even his work on Alien 3, which that movie sucks, but I think the cinematography is really, really good, and I think it does hold up. So I don't know. I think Denis Villeneuve, I think, would do a fantastic job with this material. Shit. Who else is a good newer thriller director?
You're asking the wrong guy here, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I'm a big Denis Villeneuve stan, but I think he would handle this fantastically. But yeah, anyway, it's a minor thing. Whatever. It's a taste thing. I'm not saying I'm correct and everybody's wrong, but it is something that I think about every time I watch this movie.
Well, it feels like you are saying you're right and everybody else is wrong. So,
you know what? I can't help but agree with you, Dave. I am right, and everybody else is wrong. And it's just, we're just gonna all have to live with that now.
I don't know if I want to.
I don't care what you have to say, Dave. But at the end of the day, I do love this movie, and it is something I do come back to. I only come back to really a handful of films. This is one I do watch every now and then, and it's just I don't want to say it's an inspiring film from a content perspective, but the craft of it, the writing of it, and everything, I really adore.
You guys, listen, don't let Blake gaslight you. He is so inspired by the Buffalo Bill tucked PP dance that he does it on the daily.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans, guys. Every day, new PP dance dropping for the homies.
That's true.
You can subscribe real cheap, and guys only.
Yep.
Just hit me with those contacts.
That's
I do
true.
house calls.
It's true, and you don't even want them.
You don't want them. I just show up. Nobody pays for them. It's just me doing my thing.
He's not saying he performs a service. He's just saying that's what he does.
It's just a thing I do.
No, see, Josh, you're confusing.
Yeah.
He doesn't get paid for this.
No.
He shows up to people's movie nights.
Yeah. This is just a service I provide for me. Thank you.
The payment he gets is the enjoyment of making people thoroughly uncomfortable.
I should be paying royalties to the Goodbye Q Lazarus, Goodbye Horses. Goodbye Horses. Anyway, I'm not going to do my routine here. Saving that for the paid subscribers. But
join our Patreon.
You can sign up for our Patreon at onlyfans.com/
First prize PP dance.
First prize PP dance. But anyway, this is a now that we've done that really, really well and really knocked that one out there, this is a big recommend for me. If you haven't seen this movie, or you haven't seen it in a long time, I urge people to rewatch it, especially I wouldn't say it's a great companion with Longlegs necessarily, but I would say there is a vibe there. And if you haven't watched this movie in a long time, you're feeling in the mood or whatever, do it. Watch it. You should.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend it too. But in a kind of a classic, and you should probably see it kind of way. Because if you don't, you'll be me, and people will be like, "You haven't seen Silence of the Lambs?"
Sure, people will judge you. People will judge you. Your mom's gonna judge you. They'll laugh at you behind your back at family gatherings. You'll get written out of the will. I'm almost certain of that.
It's very true. And here's how you combat it.
How?
If you haven't seen it yet. When they say, you haven't seen Silence of the Lambs, you go, it's the Silence of the Lambs.
That's the way. That's the way. There's your defense. This is a safe space for you guys. And
this is the way.
This is the way. Always be correcting is my motto.
Always be. Well, no, that's God. It's ABPD. Okay. Always be PB dancing.
That's my actual motto. Yes, you're right. I was just trying to be inspiring for the people who haven't subscribed yet to my OnlyFans.
I have a feeling that at some point tonight, I'm going to get a text from Chloe saying, I really wish you would have stopped saying pee-pee dancing. Oh, I wish I could.
It's just it's in the lore now. It's part of First Prize Films lore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just
get on board.
It's just get on board or get off ship.
It's gonna be one of our channel redeeming points.
Please. 30,000 points.
Make Blake pee dance.
And we'll get banned from Twitch forever.
Well, you can do it clothed.
Nope. Nope. It's all or nothing with me, baby. I'm a man of extremes. But yeah, that's 2 recommends for us for both Longlegs and The Silence of the Lambs. But if you have the time, Dave, if you have a few more minutes to get into a couple quick similarities and differences.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say. Not you too. Every time I start talking about movies or something, I go like full blown spectrum on people. I'm like, oh, have you heard about this? Blah blah blah, like this and this and this and this, and people are like.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Also, Chloe's comment does track too. I'm sure at some point, if Teresa has made it this far into watching the stream that's up on it's up on YouTube,
Teresa,
she's gonna call me and be like, "Why would you say that so many times?"
You said PB dance so many times, Dave. Please stop it. And listen, don't judge me, okay, Teresa? I love you. I'm just trying to pay my bills. I'm just trying to be out here surviving.
He's trying to stay off these streets.
It's true. It's true, Dave. Gotta stay clean. Gotta stay fresh. I hope people if people are watching this on YouTube right now, I'm so sorry. No, I'm not actually. Just kidding.
You're welcome.
If you've made it this far, you're a sucker.
Yeah, we gotcha.
But there are smooth transition incoming. There are similarities to Longlegs and The Silence of the Lambs that I think are worth talking about briefly. Sure. Obviously, the main characters of Lee Harker, played by Micah Monroe, and Clarice Starling, played by Jodie Foster.
Yep.
They're like rookie FBI agents pulled into a case way larger than themselves. Micah Monroe, honestly, she sounds like Jodie Foster a couple times. There's a number of times seeing this, I was like, she sounds like Jodie Foster. But I would say their characters, they are different. Just obviously they're played differently. But they both also have like traumatic pasts they have to deal with that informs their work that they're doing and stuff. And like that's a huge thing. And I think that's where the big comparison between the two come from, other than like, the procedural elements. But like, Micah Monroe definitely plays it more like,
Micah Monroe is playing the neurodivergent version of Jodie Foster's character.
Yes, that's exactly the way to put it. And like, people will say, my girlfriend, people will say that that is, somebody like her would never be allowed to be an FBI agent, or at least never be allowed to be out in the field. And as correct as that might be in the real world, I again do think it works for this story. And she's very off-putting. She's very off-putting. Even as a character, like I never feel like an incredible amount of empathy for her, but I'm like still like drawn into her story and her journey. This a similar way that I am with Jodie Foster.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. I think how awkward she is draws me in quite a bit. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Tell me more about you.
And I think Jodie Foster's the same way because she's kind of a newbie and like she's revealed a bit more interestingly. We just kind of think she's like this woman who's like trying to find her feet and stuff. But like as you like kind of peel back these layers of her style and stuff, you're like, oh, there's a actual character in here that is like developed as we go. But like when we first get into it, I'm like, okay, it's like a rookie FBI agent. Like, okay, cool. Why should I care? But through the things that she's struggling with, we learn more about her, and then we're on her side, Yeah, I think we do end up on her side quite a bit there. I think the same thing goes for Lee Harker, the Mike Monroe character, as well. I think they're both revealed in an interesting way that gets you on board.
We definitely peel all them onions on both of them. Okay.
Love them onions. So check out my OnlyFans. Another thing, though, I really think, obviously the procedural elements that are there for both these are both on its very surface, like procedural films that are about cops fighting bad guys, trying to find and track down a serial killer, bad guy. It's a story we all know and maybe love, but is typically reserved for television, these days especially. But even now, there's not that many procedural, like serial killer stuff on TV as much anymore. But
correct.
But they are both procedural films on their surface wrapped in character studies character studies wrapped in procedurals that I really like. I think both are very shocking and suspenseful in their own ways.
Yes.
Like I said with like the violence in The Silence of the Lambs, it's like, oh fuck, we're doing that now. Okay. And I think the same goes for Longlegs, where it kind of sucks you in, and then it's just like these weird bursts of violence that are like, oh,
yes,
fuck.
So violent.
Yes, it's a lot, and it's more than you expect. In both films. I also think they're both similar in the way that they both have like horrifying antagonists, like Buffalo Bill and Longlegs, who are both basement dwellers.
Oh my God, they are, aren't they?
They are. They both live and work in their basements and stuff, and like it's just they're both they're both weird looking and uncomfortable, and like also kind like, now that I'm thinking about it, like kind of have a similar vibe in terms of like how they dress and like what they're kind of into, like the way Buffalo Bill kind of sings and does his stuff, and the way he's into certain things and stuff, and then also the way Longlegs is into like rock music and stuff, and he sings a bit. Like I didn't really think about that as much, but I think those characters are different, obviously, in their approach and what they're doing and their motives, but I think they're surface-wise pretty similar, actually.
I think they're equally as creepy.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Different ways, different types, but
different
equally.
ways, different types, for sure. And for me, though, I think the main separation of these films that like makes me like not really think of them together is the atmosphere and approach. Like again, on paper, the stories have like similar strands, but they feel different.
Yes.
Like the atmosphere is again my favorite thing for Longlegs, but like that sets it apart deeply from something like Silence of the Lambs, which feels more procedural at first, and then we're kind of dive into more character, like deeper, weirder stuff. Whereas like Longlegs is atmosphere front to back. and all week.
Yes. Atmosphere is Longlegs front to back.
Yeah.
My brain. Longlegs is Atmosphere front to back for sure. Not a fun one.
No.
Like a very, very good kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
But hey, it happens to the best of us, Icky.
It's true. But yeah, see, like I like the comparison more, like now that we're kind of like talking about it, than I really initially, like, again, when I read it in the marketing and I was like, fuck off. No, there's no way that's true. And even watching the movie, I was like, no. But like talking about it and like thinking of some of the elements, not having seen the Sounds of the Lambs for a little while, like, yeah, like they are comparable. I would say The Silence of the Lambs is a better film in general, but I think Longlegs definitely has a leg up on atmosphere and and tone, because it's just it is just unrelentingly awful feeling.
Yes,
you know, the
whole time. I'm pretty sure the first words out of my mouth were okay.
Well. I just and like, yeah, I spent a lot of time talking about this movie after, and like, you know, looking up stuff about it and like, and different things. And I appreciate it a lot, but like having learned so much stuff about it, I also now was just like, I need to watch this again. Like it really got me, and I really want to watch it, 'cause I think I will like it even more on the second time around. I might not, but I definitely got to give it a go. So,
well, you know, go ahead. I will support you in that endeavor. I will not join you in it, though.
That's all I ask. It's all I ask, Dave. It's all I ask from you.
Beans. It's the coolest beans.
But are there any other like similarities or differences you think are of note? Or,
I mean, I think it's a smaller similarity is you see the amount that you see Longlegs is more than Hannibal, but I think it's similar to Buffalo in the sense that it's like you kind of really don't see him that much.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And like with Buffalo Bill, we see his face and stuff. We in Hannibal Lecter we see them all, but Longlegs is shot in a way that you don't feel like you see him that much. I think you end up seeing him a decent amount, but like I still in my head I don't feel like I saw him that much. I feel like we just get his ghost almost. It's like this specter of awful, just because he's shot from like the chin down a lot.
Yes,
and I think that was a fantastic decision.
It was, because if I might be wrong, maybe we did see him a bunch, but you're right, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. I really do like Oz Perkins' work. I like The Blackcoat's Daughter, and I really liked Gretel and Hansel, which he did with A24 and stuff. And I did something else, and I can't remember exactly. But I love those two films, which were purely atmosphere as well, like, and done really well. I think Blackcoat's Daughter was a little draggy as well, but this felt like all of those things like combined to like, yeah, I think this film is exactly what it needed to be for what it was going for. And yeah, I love them both, and I think you could double feature these.
Yeah, I think you could. Wow, I think you could. I agree with that.
What order would you do them in?
I think you finish with Longlegs.
I agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I think you have to finish with Longlegs.
Yeah.
For sure. And again, not because it's better or worse necessarily. It's different, and it sticks with you a little bit. I think it'll stick with you a little bit more. I don't want to say it'll stick with you more than The Silence of the Lambs, really. But I think the atmosphere, like, there's a atmosphere hangover after that movie.
Yeah.
That I think needs some time.
Yeah, because, I mean, we were done. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch anything for a while.
Yeah, can we talk about this or something? So that's the way I would do it too. So
yeah, take a nap and a bath. Yeah.
But unless you got anything else, Dave, I think that's it. That's it for me.
No, I think that's it for me. Do you want to tease the upcoming season?
Yes, we do
a lot every day.
That's it. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. Catch you bitches later.
Perfect.
We do a podcast, which is our main show. So we're going to start on season 5 here soon, ramping up. We're on the off times now. Gonna hop into a bunch of movie mashups. We talk about 2 movies from the same genre and compare and contrast them and talk shit to each other and kind of goof off for about an hour or so. You can get that show in a bunch of platforms. Dave, like where?
Like on YouTube where it's video, or Amazon podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can get a podcast.
All the podcast platforms that still exist. Yes. If you like the video thing, it's true. If you like the video thing, you can watch us in videos kind of similar to this with movie clips and all that stuff on the YouTube. Just type in First Prize Films. And then, if you're the listening type, we got you there too. So you can check that out on the things. We also appreciate any comments, shares, and all the engagement stuff. If you want to do that. If not, I don't care.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Whatever. Do that stuff if you want to. I don't really care because we're just going to do this anyway because we're 2 dummies who like to talk about movies and then argue and apparently make wiener jokes from time to time.
PP jokes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be crude. So... check us out there, but lots of great mashups coming. A couple guests, I think, going to be on this season, and it's a fun time.
Super fun times. Thank you guys for coming to hang out and staying the whole time. We love you and appreciate you.
We miss you guys, too. This is a really fun time, and I needed this, Dave. I needed to just ramble incessantly for 2 fucking hours, to just, really get it out of my system.
I know. Yeah. I only fell asleep with my eyes open 3 times.
It's true. My cat can only take so much. So we're working it out in therapy. We're going to get there together one day.
Sounds good to me.
Anyway, thanks, Dave. Thank you, chat.
You're welcome.
John, always good to see you. Icky, as always, big love. Chloe, Dabs, Wendy, and Garage Golf League, Jordan. Love you guys. And our newest follower, Pegsters 6112. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
Yes, you're always welcome in the chat too. Whatever, you can talk shit or just listen to us or tell us we're stupid or I don't know.
Whatever you want to do. It's up to you.
Come to my house. I'll come to your house. Anyway, love you. Love you. I love you.